All right, welcome back to WMMA Now with your host Chuck Stevenson, coming at you with a fight review. So we're going to Miami, Florida for Bellator 271. We're going to a catchweight fight, 128 pounds. Valerie Loureda coming in at 3-1, taking on Taylor Turner coming in at 5-7. So this is Loureda's return after her first pro loss. Bellator was really building her up before that, and they matched her up with Taylor Turner, who came in with an upside-down record, and I think they were trying to give Loureda an easy fight, and it ended up being anything but an easy fight for Loureda. So let's go ahead and get into this. So the first round, Taylor took the center as Loureda circled outside. Now Taylor, she led with kicks, mostly reserving her hands to counter, and Loureda would dart in to land punches, and then she'd dart back out and continue circling around. Honestly, it was just low output from both fighters as far as in this round. Second round, the movement largely echoed the first round. Taylor tried a couple times to clinch, but Loureda would fight out and circle away. Now Taylor started catching Loureda with some straight punch counters when Loureda would dart in. Then we get into the third round. Loureda was just a little bit more aggressive, started throwing more punches. Turner, she still led with her kicks, chasing Loureda and punching towards the clinch, but would get denied because Loureda would again fight out of the clinch. Now both threw more in the final minute, but overall it was still like a very low output fight. Low output round, low output fight. Just pretty, honestly, it was kind of boring. So it went to the judges, and two of them went for Loureda, one for Turner. So Valerie Loureda, your winner via split decision. And I want to talk about these results here real quick. So Todd Anderson saw it 2-1 for Turner, gave her the second and third round. Judge Eric Colon saw it 2-1 for Loureda, gave Loureda the first and the third, gave Turner the second round. And then Judge Barry Luxembourg saw it 30-27 for Loureda. So Taylor Turner apparently did absolutely nothing to win this fight in Barry Luxembourg's eyes. There's no way you could give all 3 rounds, I think, to either fighter. This was just a hometown decision right there from Barry Luxembourg. Just bad judging right there. And this guy was also, this judge, this Barry Luxembourg, was also the same judge that gave Pam Sorensen a round on his cards against Arlene Blenko when there was absolutely no justification for that either. So he was just a bad judge, I think, more than anything else. So this was not the return fight that either Bellator or Valerie Loureda wanted. Okay, yes, she won, but she did not look good in this fight. I mean, did not look good at all. So they gave her someone with an upside-down record, but, Turner has an interesting build for flyweight. She mostly fights at bantamweight. She splits her time kind of between the two divisions. But she's very tall. She's like 5... let me see. 1 second here. I want to bring up her height. Taylor Turner stands, I think she's like 5'10". She's very tall. Yeah, she's 5'10" to Loureda's 5'4", and has a 71-inch reach to Loureda's 64-inch reach. So she does have an inch, she's very tall and very long. But she mostly leads with kicks, which is funny because that's what you'd think Loureda would be known for, because she's Master Loureda, the Taekwondo fighter. But honestly, I think Taylor threw more kicks overall than Loureda did. Just not a good look for Loureda in her return fight. Just did not look good. Didn't really look improved at all. Maybe she'll look better the next fight. This is her first fight with a new head coach. I don't know, but this was not what Bellator or Loureda wanted for her return fight. And I mentioned this earlier that it was boring. Yeah, this was not an attractive fight by any means. This fight just did not look good. And maybe it was the two styles. maybe it's just a bad stylistic matchup. Bellator is known for some bad matchmaking as far as style-wise. Maybe that's why. Maybe it's just the fact that neither fighter is, top-tier fighter and you expect more in Bellator. I don't know. But I have down here, and we'll talk about this in a minute, I said good luck to Bellator in continuing to build Loureda. Yeah, if you can't look good against a fighter who was brought in to help make you look good, she's got a long road ahead of her. And Bellator has not only a long road, but a hard road ahead of them in trying to find her good opponents to match her up with that are going to make her look good. Okay. I did put in my notes, it wasn't a bad effort by Taylor Turner. She came in, she was supposed to be like the tune-up opponent, but she did not come in and just lay down on this one. She actually gave an honest effort. Now, could she have been more aggressive? Definitely. Most definitely she could have been more aggressive, but she was the one basically dictating the pace of the fight. She definitely could have thrown more punches, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But honestly, I thought Turner put up a better effort than Loureda. And honestly, after rewatching the fight, you could honestly score the fight 2-1 for Turner. So had the fight been anywhere other than Miami, Florida, Loureda's hometown, she might have won. And my final note here, Valerie Loureda is freaking absolutely shameless. Okay? Turner went to hug her after the fight, as soon as the bell ended. Loureda pushed her away to go freaking start dancing, and then bent over and shook her butt while making the "Make It Rain" hand gesture. In front of her dad. Her dad was there, it was his birthday, and she's dancing like a thought. T-H-O-T, thought. This girl is absolutely shameless. I swear. Alright, so let's talk about things to work on for Loureda. Alright, short, squat, bottom-heavy fighters should not be outside fighters. She was acting as an outfighter the whole time, circling, dart in, dart out, circle, dart in, dart out, more circling. Okay, she was playing the role of an outfighter. Short, squat, bottom-heavy fighters are not meant to be outfighters. I don't know who has it in her mind that she should be an outfighter. She should never be any farther than kickboxing range, okay? She's too short. Her legs are too short. Yes, she's a Taekwondo fighter. She wants to throw kicks, or at least you'd think she'd want to throw more kicks. But she mostly throws hands. So she needs to be on the inside more. She should not be an outfighter. Also, aggression. Where was the aggression from her in this fight? After her last fight, she should have wanted to come out and absolutely kill her opponent. But she really just did not show much aggression in this fight. Also, she's still throwing that terrible spinning back fist that misses every time. That cost her in her last fight. And it could have cost her more in this fight had Turner been able to take advantage of it. Just so much to work on. So much to improve on for Valerie Loureda. Moving over to Taylor Turner. She needs to work on her punching mechanics, and she needs to throw more punches. I realized this watching this fight. She is teammates over there at Knoxville Martial Arts Academy with Emily King, and they fight so much alike. They keep their punches, they keep their hands close to their chest, to their chin, right at chin level, and mostly throw kicks first, and then only throw punches when they were in really close to throw more kicks or as counters. I'd like to see her work on her punching mechanics and to start throwing more punches. I think if she did that more often, she could have caught Loureda more. She just doesn't have any, the mechanics aren't there for her punches. And without the mechanics, you're not going to have any power behind your punches. She doesn't have any pop to her punches. Now, when Loureda would come straight forward, she was able to throw the jab out and stop Loureda. That was very nice of hers. But overall, she just needs to work on her punching mechanics more and just throw them more. You're a long, lanky fighter. don't just use your kicks, use your punches too. Lead with your punches. Now for fights to make. For Turner, she's most likely going to go back to regional scene, fight for Valor Fighting in Tennessee. Bellator will bring her back maybe in another year or two to fight someone that they're trying to push. That seems to be what Bellator uses Taylor Turner for. It's unfortunate for her, but that's just the fight business. For Valerie Loureda, like I said, Bellator is going to have a hard time finding someone to build her. Who in the current Bellator flyweight division, if you were to look at it, would you feel comfortable matching her up with if you were Bellator? That's why I think they're going to have to bring up a strawweight to fight her. Danny Kneeland, Bellator strawweight. Danny Kneeland, who so far has mostly only fought for them in their Europe cards in the UK and Ireland. Irish Danny Kneeland called her out last weekend after her fight at Bellator 270, and then called her out again on Twitter after this fight. So you got a strawweight willing to call out your flyweight fighter. You can't not make that fight. Otherwise, it's going to look like you're protecting your flyweight fighter from a strawweight. So Bellator, go ahead and make Loureda versus Danny Kneeland. Okay, so those are my thoughts on this fight. Valerie Loureda versus Taylor Turner. Loureda got the win, did not look good, and upon rewatching it, I knew it was close going to the judges on the first watch, but upon rewatching it, you could definitely see it going Turner's way had the fight not taken place in Miami. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you liked the video, please give it a like, share it as well. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to WMMA Scene Now, the most complete women's mixed martial arts dedicated platform on YouTube. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.